Coming up.
Sometimes it's better to go in higher anyway.
I can't bear it. It's making me feel just a bit weird.
We were no help at all, Mark.
How do you say that?
Well, I'm glad to have shocked you.
It's nails on blackboard stuff, is it?
I thought maybe it was because I was in Scotland.
Anything's fair game now.
I'm thinking of a different Scotland entirely.
Smiley, smiley.
Red-faced and ruddy.
I think I've maybe played that role a few times.
Get off my land.
Smiley, smiley, yeah.
It's not allowed.
A snout, yes.
I don't think it's overly corporate.
You did something that I absolutely failed to do in my read.
And I don't think you should beat yourself up about it at all.
There was an intimacy about it, actually, that I really liked.
Do you know, it's such a good show. It's so funny.
And now, enjoy the podcast.
How do you say that?
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 Hello and welcome to How Do You Say That? Sponsored by BritishVoiceover.co.uk. This is my co-host, Mark Rice.
Hello, and this is my co-host, Sam Boffin.
Yes, hello. Every week, we ask the question, how do you say that? By inviting a special guest onto the show, and we bring a script, and they bring a script, and it's pretty chaotic, but it is informative.
Yeah, always
sometimes.
chaotic.
Maybe.
It's mainly because there isn't just one way to read a script. There are lots of different ways. So we always start with a bit of true or false trivia. So, Sam, I love the animals that are made out of balloons and the twisty noise that they make. Just love it. True or false?
Does anybody like the twisty noise they make? I'm going to go false.
You're right. I can't bear it. I can't bear it. It's making me feel just a bit weird thinking about it even. Yes, I hate that noise.
It's nails on blackboard stuff,
yes,
is it?
it's exactly that.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, I was right. My fun fact is going to date me, although that could be a smokescreen. Oh. So I used to go out with an Adam Ant impersonator. So for those that don't know, Adam Ant was a singer, kind of post-punk singer with a bit of a Captain Jack Sparrow look. So, Mark, is that true or false?
Was he your Prince Charming? No? Okay. Dreadful, I know. For those that don't know, that was one of his songs. I want that to be true. I'm going to say true.
It is true.
Hey!
I went out with an Adam Ant impersonator. He was not quite as exciting when he took his makeup off.
Oh.
I genuinely...
Harsh.
I fell for him when I saw him doing his Adam Ant. And although it did last a little bit of time, because I thought that was a bit flaky for me to say, actually, I don't so much fancy you without the makeup, mate. Fair. Yeah, that is... I did. He was lovely.
Well, of course, we also have a very special guest with us. It's voice actor Diane Brooks. Hello, Diane.
Hello, Mark and
How
Sam.
are you?
Hello.
I'm great, and thanks for inviting me.
Well, you are more than welcome. Let's find out a little bit more about Diane then. Diane trained with Bauer Media in 2008, which led to an extensive range of work over the years, including this great long list: radio commercials, corporates, e-learning, IVR, audio drama, animation, gaming, apps, audiobooks, and video narration for numerous types of businesses and organisations all over the world, but especially in Scotland.
Diane is also award-winning. She won the Best Telephony IVR Performance at the One Voice Awards in 2019 and was nominated. And this is what I think of you as, actually, Diane, Best Audio Drama Performance in 2022. And in her spare time, she has produced several short films and one feature film.
Nice. Well, welcome along, Diane. Hope you have fun with this. Have you got a fun fact for us?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's fun. It was kind of fun at the time anyway, but it was probably my first professional acting job. It was about 26 years ago, and it was a photo shoot through a friend who was organising the whole shoot, and they were using my house as a location. And then they said, would you like to be the actor in the poster? And well, I thought it was going to be posters and little leaflets and stuff like that, and I said okay, then that sounds fine. So I had to get approved by the client. They came back a couple of days later, and there I was in my kitchen surrounded by tax forms, bills everywhere, complaining that I was paying far too much tax. And I thought, all right, that looks okay. And then a few weeks later, one of my friends contacted me and said, Diane, do you know you're on billboards all over Glasgow? And I went, really?
Oh my God.
So I didn't know that they were going to do that. And here they were all over Britain.
So what's it like? What's it like being on a billboard?
Well, I did go and I stood beside it and had my photograph taken because I couldn't quite believe it.
Of
As
course.
you do.
Amazing.
It was really quite daunting, seeing yourself that
I
huge. And especially, I passed one particularly quite a lot, and there I was. And I thought, oh no.
Well, with that giant blown-up image in our minds, let's have a look at the first script of our show and ask, how do you say that?
How do you say that?
So, okay, this is something that I did last week.
Okay, looks corporate-y to me.
Yeah, so it is corporate-y. Indeed it is.
Any particular character or style that they gave you?
No, not really. I mean, they wanted something that felt very empathetic, but obviously not too fast. It was all done to picture.
Diane, do you want to find out anything about it from Sam before
No,
we have a
because
go?
it's kind of what you were saying, Sam. I think that's what I thought. That was my take on it as well. Empathetic, caring, and not too fast. That's what I would have said.
Yeah.
Is it conversational?
Aren't they all, I suppose, in their little ways, aren't they?
Well, you know, are they?
Yes, I don't think it's overly corporate. I mean, you can see that from the kind of penultimate question.
Yes.
Once they start asking questions and start,
Yeah.
you know.
Our goal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of.
All right, well, Dan, I'll have a go.
Yeah, truthful, isn't it? They
Okay.
say that.
Let's see what I get out of it, and then we'll get you to have a go. Right. Okay. Here we go. Across the world, millions lack access to clean water, reliable energy, the internet, and safe transport to take them to education or work. Infrastructure like this is the foundation of a thriving economy, but financing it is a challenge in lower-income countries and those affected by conflict. AssureCo enables private sector investment through the provision of guarantees, mobilising finance for essential projects wherever they're needed most. Our goal? To improve lives, promote climate resilience and economic growth, and alleviate poverty.
That was okay. I don't know if there was an awful lot of empathy.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, I think you were quite reassuring.
That was my first take because I hadn't really looked through the script beforehand. But
Yeah.
I don't think I quite got there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It had a sort of, funnily enough, looking at the name of it, it had quite an assured but journalistic feel,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Too informational, not enough empathy. Yeah.
You didn't want to get too... Yeah, I mean, it was... pace-wise, you always know when I go for pace, it's a disaster. No,
I mean,
with these scripts that we do on the podcast, I always feel it's cheating to do too much pre-reading.
Yeah.
Because we often get scripts given to us as we go in.
Indeed.
And we don't have much time to prep. I always think, I don't want to over-prep, or even sometimes I don't even look for that very reason. I kind of feel as I want to come to it fresh.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that, because I think if you do, you can over-prep it. And then it can go completely different from what the client wants. And sometimes they don't always know what they want.
Roughly translates as you two saying, well, we're very good at sight reading. I don't know about you.
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
You did a fine job, Mark.
Well, stop it now. I'm going to make you have a go, Diane. Let's see what you do with it then. Let's see your empathy come out.
I'll try and stop laughing first of all before I start.
You know, that helps. Yeah, indeed.
Okay. Across the world, millions lack access to clean water, reliable energy, the internet, and safe transport to take them to education or work. Infrastructure like this is the foundation of a thriving economy, but financing it is a challenge in lower-income countries and those affected by conflict. AssureCo enables private sector investment through the provision of guarantees, mobilising finance for essential projects wherever they're needed most. Our goal? To improve lives, promote climate resilience and economic growth, and alleviate poverty.
God, your accent works well on that. To improve lives.
Doesn't it? It's beautiful.
The way you stretched the word lives there at the end, I just thought, oh, how lovely.
I loved the delivery of that.
Oh, thank you. I do a lot of these kind of things, so I suppose it's like the bread and butter. And it's about looking for the reassurance, aren't they? And the empathy. And
I was really impressed that you did something that I absolutely failed to do in my read. That list, that horrible list in the first sentence, you got through beautifully. And I don't think I kind of got my head around the fact, here's a list, and it tails off here, which you hit every single one beautifully.
Oh, thank you. But Sam gave us the clue there, because you said slow pace, and I thought, well, it's better to break that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
True. True.
There was an intimacy about it, actually, that I really liked as well, as if you really brought us in to the story, if you like. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm drawing you in.
I certainly understood the story more from you than I did from myself.
Oh, don't be too hard.
Sometimes it happens, doesn't it? I'm just making excuses now. So people listening, I'm sorry, I'm just making excuses. Sam, with Diane's read, I'm guessing that hit the empathy button that you were looking for.
It did. Yeah, absolutely. And there was a as I say, it really could have drew the listener in, which is, I think what they're wanting, really.
Would you like to show us what you did?
I will. Across the world, millions lack access to clean water, reliable energy, the internet, and safe transport to take them to education or work. Infrastructure like this is the foundation of a thriving economy, but financing it is a challenge in lower income countries and those affected by conflict. AssureCo enables private sector investment through the provision of guarantees, mobilising finance for essential projects wherever they're needed most. Our goal? To improve lives, promote climate resilience and economic growth, and alleviate poverty.
Ooh, lovely. You've got such a smooth voice, Sam. You really do.
Oh, bless you.
And
I'm so bored of hearing that now.
Diane,
I'm so bored of hearing that.
You just draw you draw the listener in. You definitely
She
do.
really does. She really does. I have to say, I've got one picky I've got two picky things, actually, if I might be picky.
Yes,
if I was the producer
do.
of that, I would say you said education, oddly, I thought. It may have just been in that one particular read that it didn't quite come out right.
You mean in terms of... I
just
said
the word,
weirdly.
Yeah, just the word, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think
Education.
that may have just...
Gosh.
but it was like... But interestingly, our goal, isn't it a horrible, horrible question where it's just two words? Mm-hmm. Our goal, because you see it all the time in scripts like this. And it's just not very nice, but you brought it out nicely. Not as nicely as Diane did, interestingly.
But I didn't get the gig.
Well, arguably that is the end point, isn't it? It's like, but it was really nice. But I think it's really difficult, those questions that are just two words.
Yeah, because you could
absolutely.
interpret it.
And in fact,
it's different things, couldn't you? That's the thing. You could really bring it up if they wanted it really bright as well. But obviously, maybe not.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I read the script, I put 3 wee notes down. I put caring, uplifting, positive. And that was my words.
There you go.
So it's funny how you've said that's how it should be, because that's exactly my take on it as well.
Play, how do you say that? Well, it's worthwhile remembering that these are real scripts that we're working on, but we've changed some names and some details to avoid copyright issues. And while we're on the subject of scripts, you can find both the ones we're using today in the show notes of this episode.
So, fabulous. Diane, tell us a bit about the script you brought us.
Okay. Well, this is a commercial, as I think you might have guessed, and that's it in the whole format. It was 30 seconds. And actually, this was quite good because I went into a studio for this one.
Nice.
And I've done a whole series of them. So, and they like you to go into the studio, which I love because, it's great going in, isn't it? And out of our boxes meeting people real in face to face.
Absolute real people.
And shaking their hand and saying, hello.
Totally.
Nice working with you. And there was a few people,
Yeah.
there was about 4 people in the room directing. So, the usual kind of thing when you go to a studio. But it was great fun and I just love that. And I think it certainly makes me feel quite relaxed because I'm just having to concentrate on my voice and not anything else. All the technical sides taken care of. So the brief here was, they just said to make it quite natural, really.
So quite light touch then.
Yes. And there is supposed to be a bit of fun in it as well.
I actually love the little bits of sound effects that are put in there to kind of give me a little bit of structure to it.
Yeah.
I thought they were lovely, actually.
Yeah.
As if you are actually in that car driving along with your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were really useful to know that there was going to be a little break there and a little beat there. I really enjoyed that.
And I certainly, when I was doing it, I would kind of visualise that. So
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of makes it a bit easier, I think, certainly.
Okay, so I think it's me. It's me
you
first,
go
isn't
first.
it?
You go first.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give it a little go.
In the car. Can you imagine what kind of car it is?
It's open top. Open top.
Open top, nice.
Open top, but you know, kind of lots of clothes on, so it's cold and cold.
Open top driving along. It's always good to take a break.
I'm not going to do that.
Sam,
No.
I wouldn't have an open top because it always rains here. So make
Oh,
sure
there
your
you
top's
go.
up.
So I'm thinking of a different Scotland entirely. No.
Yeah, I think that only happens once a year.
Okay, so it's always good to take a break. Maybe an overnight with friends or a mini holiday here in Scotland. But don't take a break from your medicines. If you rely on a repeat prescription, remember to pack it along with your toothbrush. Oh, and your clean undies. Whatever you do, don't get caught out so you can spend more time enjoying yourself. For more information about managing your medicines, visit your pharmacy for the care advice you need whenever you need it.
Ooh, pacey,
Wait, that
pacey.
was- yeah, that
beautiful.
was, but it's 30
Too
seconds.
pacey?
I don't know, maybe a wee bit, slightly. You could have probably slowed it down
Yeah.
a bit.
I think
And-
you probably could have done, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. You could have got away with it. Because although there's a lot of words there.
And arguably putting almost more of a laugh in.
You want more of a laugh?
Yeah,
and
maybe.
and slower.
Only a little bit. I mean, only a little bit.
I was sort of thinking jolly fun, but yes, yeah. Fair
I mean,
enough. Fair
it
enough.
was that you were having fun with your friends, but I think we could have dialed that even further
Yeah.
up, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that would
Yeah.
have given you
Yeah,
the
yeah,
extra second.
Yes,
You can take your time with it.
absolutely. So good feedback, guys. Thank you. So yeah, that's good because I always the minute somebody goes 30 seconds.
I know.
You normally panic and then you bring out a beautiful read. It's like... I think you worry too much about
Yeah.
someone saying it's 30 seconds, maybe.
It was nice. It had a nice
Yeah.
kind of. It did have a relaxed feel to it, and it was quite natural as well. So I think you're making. You know, that was great actually from that point of view. Just needed to bring it down
Okay,
a wee
good,
bit
but just
slower.
could have gone a bit
Yeah,
slower.
that's
Yeah.
all. But good,
Yeah.
very good.
I'm not in an open-top car, I'd like to say. Maybe a mini metro, going back a few years. Chugging along. It's always good to take a break. Maybe an overnight with friends on a mini holiday here in Scotland. But don't take a break from your medicines. If you rely on a repeat prescription, remember to pack it along with your toothbrush and your clean undies. Whatever you do, don't get caught out so you can spend more time enjoying yourself. For more information about managing your medicines, visit your pharmacy for the care and advice you need whenever you need it.
Sorry for laughing. Yeah, you're definitely going to be on a good holiday. That was much more upbeat, I think, than they probably would have wanted it.
Yeah,
But
I
it was
think
a
I
nice
went
version.
the other direction. Yeah, no, I think I went too jolly almost.
Yeah, but you were looking forward to your holiday.
Absolutely.
I was wondering if I was panicking whether I had my medicines.
Yeah, you were
Maybe
too
he'd
worried.
taken too much of his medicine.
Yeah, no.
So you varied your pace there quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, you know. I think you. Yeah, there were definitely times where you were having a rollicking good time on holiday.
Yeah, you were. It was almost like
And
you were
then
on
you
a
slowed
roller.
down.
You were almost on a roller coaster, Mark. There, at
Yes.
times, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think Sam's version was probably truer.
Entirely understandable. I think the other two people in the car were laughing a lot.
It was an up and down. It was an up and down hill you were going on, definitely.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of hills in Scotland, let's
There
face
are.
it. There are. Would you like to show us what you did?
Okay.
Definitely.
It's always good to take a break, maybe an overnight with friends or a mini holiday here in Scotland. But don't take a break from your medicines. If you rely on a repeat prescription, remember to pack it along with your toothbrush. Oh, and your clean undies. Whatever you do, don't get caught out, so you can spend more time enjoying yourself. For more information about managing your medicines, visit your pharmacy for the care advice you need whenever you need it.
Oh, there was such joy
That's what I
underneath
did.
that. There was a yeah, it was really nice. It had a real sense of laughter and warmth and
Yeah.
joy underneath it. Not overspilling,
No.
but you know, a kind of really Oh, that
Smiley,
was lovely. Smiley. Yeah. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
exactly what I would expect to hear in the middle of my ad break. I wonder, just poking a little bit, I wonder if the gentle laugh for "and your clean undies," whether that was almost
Too much.
almost forced
Oh yeah,
laughter.
it probably wasn't, and it probably was a bit there. I think, although I don't know.
Yeah, it struck me as commercial laughter.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Is that such a thing?
No, there absolutely
laughter.
is.
You know what I mean? It is.
No,
I think
there
it is a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You're probably right. I think I probably didn't laugh quite as much as in the finished one, but we did it in a couple of takes, so it was quite good in a way. It was quite easy to do and quite quick, but they were very good with their directions, and yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
And I'd done quite a few before, so I think you're relaxed when you're working with people that you know, and
Absolutely.
Yes,
you know kind of
for
what
sure.
they're looking for.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I completely agree with you there, Mark.
But again, it's a similar sort of thing to the previous script, actually. My suspicion is they would have got you... I mean, I don't know, actually. You did it in 2, so not necessarily. But it might have been if you hadn't have got that laugh right, if you like, for them the first time. It's exactly the sort of thing that they might get you to just pick up a number of times, so they've got choices in the actual edit.
You're taking that I said that was wrong. I think that's exactly right for the commercial. It's like a commercial laugh. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's probably exactly what they wanted.
All right. I thought it was maybe doing it too much, though.
No, I just think that when it's written in a commercial like that, sometimes it can sound a bit false.
Yes.
But it is written that way.
Yes. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I must admit, Sam, you emphasised the whenever and at the end, and that was exactly what you were to do.
Yeah.
So
is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I noticed
I can
you
see
did
that.
that. And
Okay.
that was the big emphasis, that word.
Well, now it's time to play with the emphasis, because it's time for the wild card. Diane, can you pick one of the scripts for either Sam or myself and give us a new direction to go in with it?
Okay, well, I'm going to say Mark, and because I live in a little, sorry, Mark, I live in a little village. It's very rural and surrounded by fields and farmlands. So I want you to do it in the voice of a grumpy farmer who is really sick to death of the ramblers leaving the gates open once again.
Okay.
And I would like to do, I think I would like you to do script 2.
Thank God. I was thinking that you might get me to do script 1, and
sure.
that would have
No,
been
I'm
even
not that
more
cruel.
difficult. Whoa. It's like... Right, okay. Grumpy farmer, leaving gates open. Right, okay.
You're going to love this.
Yes. It's always good to take a break. Maybe an overnight with friends or on a mini holiday here, wherever geographically this happens to be. But don't take a break from your medicines. Oh, no. See, if you rely on a repeat prescription like I do, remember to pack it along with your toothbrush and your clean undies as well. Whatever you do, shut my gates so you can spend more time enjoying yourself and not have me running after you with my gun. Get off my land. For more information about managing your medicines, visit your pharmacy, not my farm, for the care advice you need, whenever you need it.
Brilliant.
Good Lord.
Good Lord, indeed.
A rape farmer with a gun.
That is really funny.
Get off my land.
Loved that. I think you just
I
built,
could
you
see
built up
that.
to such a crescendo there, didn't you? And it was lovely. Get off. Perfect.
Get off my land. Get off now.
Get off.
Get off my land.
It wasn't a gentleman farmer, it was a farmer.
No. It was yes, absolutely.
Farmer.
Red-faced and ruddy.
Absolutely. That was such fun.
Sam, do you want to give one
have
to
one for
Diane, or
Diane.
do you want me to give one to Diane?
I know. I would love to give one to Diane. Diane, I want you to do your script as well.
Right.
This script, funny enough, it lends itself to lots of different ideas.
It does, yeah.
I would love to hear you as a kind of overbearing mother.
Okay. Right.
Do you know what I mean? Just so,
I know what you mean.
In that sort
I
of...
think I've maybe played that role a few
okay.
times.
Surely not.
No, never. Okay. Here goes. It's always good to take a break. Maybe an overnight with friends or a mini holiday here in Scotland. But don't take a break from your medicines. If you rely on a repeat prescription, remember to pack it along with your toothbrush. Oh, and your clean undies. Don't forget them. Whatever you do, don't get caught out so you can spend more time enjoying yourself. For more information about managing your medicines, visit your pharmacy. For the care advice you need, whenever you need it.
Yes, Mum. I promise I'll have a good
Sorry.
time and take my clean undies.
Is that my prime of Miss
Exactly.
Jean Brodie voice?
Yeah, a little bit, absolutely.
Oh,
Beautiful,
the best.
both. Yes, very much. Wow, I liked that.
Was it overbearing enough?
Yeah, I did.
I think you could have
I did,
pushed further
absolutely.
with the overbearing. It
Yeah.
was.
It
You
your
could
team?
tell that she was in charge. But I think you mellowed as you went down. You started
Right.
almost quite harsh, but I think you mellowed.
Oh.
Knowing
It's
they
maybe
were gonna
because
have a
I'm
nice
not
time.
like
I
that.
actually-
No, I'm
Yes,
only kidding.
possibly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did love the bit, though. I didn't feel you really wanted them to enjoy themselves.
No, I didn't want them to enjoy themselves at all.
No, not
Definitely
at all.
not.
How dare you enjoy yourself? It's not allowed. Never.
It's not allowed. No, absolutely right. Now, interestingly and unusually for the wild card, Sam, I'm going to give you script 2 as well. We're going to do 3 lots of
Oh my
script 2, which
God.
is very unusual.
It is a more exciting
actually,
script,
but
let's
it
be
is a more
honest.
exciting script.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would like you to be a wily, mean weasel. And you're talking to the weasel family. And the weasel does not want anybody to go on holiday to Scotland at all. So, in a way, you want to be putting people off from going.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm a weasel. What do weasels do? Okay. Weasels. Okay. Right then.
Now, it's always good to take a break. Oh, maybe an overnight with friends or a mini holiday here in Scotland. But don't take a break from your medicines. No, if you rely on a repeat prescription, remember to pack it along with your toothbrush. Oh, yeah. Or your clean undies. Whatever you do, don't get caught out so you can spend more time enjoying yourself. For more information about managing your medicines, visit your pharmacy for the care advice you need whenever you need it.
You weaseled nicely, especially towards the
brilliant.
end there. Absolutely.
Love your weasel.
Yeah, I could kind of imagine it. In a way, do you remember the Nick Parker animated kind of characters for Creature Comforts and those kind of things?
Oh, yes.
I was kind of feeling that kind of vibe about it.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
absolutely a really good description because I was just visualising you with this kind of
Yeah.
long nose, snout,
A snout, yes.
snouty voice. That's what it was.
It was weird. I was sort of pushing it slightly down my nose, in
Interesting.
that sort of
Yeah.
sense.
I
You
think
were
it
kind
came
of-
out.
But
That
not
did come
not
across.
literally.
okay.
Well, as always, you can have a go yourself because we put the script in the show notes, so have a play.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Do. So, Diane, before you became a voice actor, you had a career as an occupational therapist, which is quite different. So, do you think that anyone who has done something else before VO has a set of transferable skills that are useful?
Good question, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I suppose I came into voice a wee bit later, and I just think as an OT, obviously the medical side is fine. If you're doing medical narration, it's a bit of an advantage and things like
course,
that.
yeah.
And I've done a lot of physio things, and I can understand completely what's happening. But what I would take from it is it's about the communication and being adaptable
Yeah.
and problem solving and also listening. That was all part of our training. Being patient and flexible.
Yeah.
And all these, and empathetic, and having interpersonal skills as well that you can use.
Yeah.
Now, that's not talking about the technical side or the voicing side, but these skills, I think, are all really important because as an OT, you used to take a holistic approach. And I think as a voiceover, you have to as well.
Yes, yeah.
You have to,
Yeah.
especially nowadays when you're doing everything from your home studio. You're
Yeah.
not just a voiceover, you're technical, you're an audio engineer, you're everything. You know, you're a business manager, you're an accountant, you're a negotiator. the
Social
list
media
goes
manager,
on.
all of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
And I think,
And lots of different people to talk to there
Yes.
in that respect.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think certainly OT when I did my training for that, we also did a bit of drama as well. And when I trained, I don't know if they do it now. In the olden days, and we did lots of. I remember we did a puppet show. I don't think they do anything like that now, but in those days you did. And we had to entertain an old folks' home and stuff like that. I still have my glove puppet that I made.
Nice.
That is fascinating, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you have all these, these skills are adaptable. I think that's what it is. And I think anybody, if they've had a previous career, can take that and put aspects of it into a new career.
Do you ever tell clients that that's what you used to do? Because there's a school of thought in the marketing world that actually, if you're going to pitch yourself differently, you go hard on what you used to do, as in, well, I have all of this experience to be able to show you.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think I do, because I've told a couple of clients where it's maybe been appropriate, but it's not something, again, that's probably about marketing yourself, and I'm probably not the best person at doing that at times. So, yeah, maybe I should do that more.
No, well, it depends if you want to go hard in that area. So if you've been a lawyer, say, and you want to do lots of business or law-based voiceover work, great. If you actually want to step away from doing that, then you probably wouldn't be.
I've never pushed it. Never pushed it. And I think what I've taken it as is it comes in handy. I'll never forget that training. It'll always stay with me. And I think you use aspects of it in your new career, and certainly in voice, you definitely use those different skills, without a doubt.
It's very sort of audience or client focused, isn't it?
Yes, very.
OT work. So it's always about how is this making the person feel who I'm actually talking to.
Yeah.
And that's maybe the best
really
transferable skill into voiceover, absolutely. How's it making a person feel?
Exactly. It's about the empathy, and also listening. Listen to what people say to you. Clients want particular things, and it's about listening and taking that on board, especially when it's a directed session, and kind of giving them what they want, and sometimes, putting your tuppence worth in as well, and sort of suggesting things too. And it's about having the confidence to do that too, I think.
And it's actually no surprise then, actually, you saying that you've moved into the drama area as well.
Yes.
Because you do a lot of drama stuff now.
Yes.
In fact, that's how I think of you. Because that's,
I love that.
As everyone says, it's much more about listening than anything else.
Well, it is, and I love audio drama. I just think it's just fabulous, because it appeals to the acting side, and I love the voice, and I just think you can let yourself go quite a lot. As you know, Sam, you do a lot of it as well, and it's just great fun, isn't it?
It is.
Diane, it's fascinating to think about different careers and how they can help and what you take from one thing to another. Thank you so much for coming on the show. A reminder that all of Diane Brooks' details can be found in the show notes. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it's been absolutely great fun, and you are just fabulous people to do this with. She says,
I don't know, I've been terrible
it's been really
today.
good. No, you haven't been terrible. It's actually been really good. It's been great fun, and it's been a bit of a laugh as well.
Good.
Fantastic. And of course, all the scripts are in the show notes, and do hit the follow button on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and even leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Yes, well, that's it for this week. Thanks again to the lovely Diane Brooks. We'll be back next week with more scripts and another voiceover guest, where we'll be asking, Diane, this is where we do the title of the show all together. Are you ready? We'll be asking, how
do you say that?
How do you say that?